guys, it's Sierra, your host,
Hi, it's Joanna, your co-host.
and you're listening to the Color of Home podcast.
Hey, Sierra. How are you?
I'm good. I'm exhausted today, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so tired,
Yeah.
but I'm here.
What'd you do? Happy 4th of July to you.
Yes, thank you. Aren't we like a day or so after you for like Canada Day? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Canada Day is July 1st. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we also had ours basically like last weekend too. So,
Do you guys do
Yup.
fireworks as well?
yeah, it's huge. Like, well, at least it depends on what city you're in, but like not as big as the US. I think you guys are a lot more. It's a big thing.
Yeah, everyone goes
but
all
for us,
out.
yeah, I think people just spend more time with family and like picnics and stuff like that here and like fireworks in the evening type of things. Some people go camping. I think a lot of families were going camping. I think Canada Day fell like on a Friday or Thursday this week, so this year, so
Nice.
it wasn't, yeah. But what'd you guys do for the 4th?
Actually, it's pretty similar here in the States too. Like people usually just go out to the lake or they'll just hang out with family, do a barbecue, and then we do fireworks in the evening. But yeah, I just
Okay,
kind
yeah.
of like we just hung out at my in-laws' house. We bought my boys a few fireworks. Well, my mom and dad bought them some fireworks.
Ah,
Did that.
nice.
Yeah, and that was pretty much it. We just hung
Aw.
out and relaxed
You
for
guys
the
have
most part.
barbecue, you said?
Yeah.
You guys had a barbecue, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, it was
good.
fun,
I,
but
I don't know what I think I actually worked that day.
really.
So I didn't even go see fireworks. I think I just went straight to bed.
Lame. No, I don't blame you,
Girl.
honestly. Like, the older I'm
I
getting, I'm like, look, my nails are still painted red, white, and blue.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Yeah.
like, the older I'm getting, and now that I have children, I'm like, can the fireworks please stop at 9 o'clock? Like, my kids are sleeping.
Yeah.
So, like,
That's
over
crazy. It
fireworks.
starts at 9 o'clock for you guys. Like, honestly, I'm pretty sure most of them weren't starting until like almost 11 o'clock at night. So,
Well, I mean,
yeah, the
it
daylight is
depends.
so
Like,
bright
the
still.
big ones that, like, go off, like, yeah, I guess people don't start those till, like, 11 or so, like, when it's really dark,
Yeah.
but they'll still do them, like,
Yeah.
earlier. You'll still hear them.
Really, yeah. So in the city I live in, it's called Calgary. So these for 2 weeks. Yes, this is going on the second week. It's called the Calgary Stampede, and it's the biggest like city fair, Western show ever. It's basically, I think I would consider it like a Coachella that Americans have.
Okay.
I don't know, but I had friends over and we went to a few days to the Stampede and like watched some concerts, free concerts, and like,
Nice.
and we met the Prime Minister of Canada. So
No way.
literally, the man was in the crowd and he waved at
That's
us, and like
awesome.
I could have reached out and touched him. I was like, "What
Really?
is this?
That's
That's
awesome.
crazy."
That's
I got a picture of him, a blurry picture. I was like shaking. I was like, "Ah!" It's like that's our Prime Minister.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's so
awesome.
funny. But there's fireworks every single night of the
Oh,
Calgary
gosh.
Stampede. So that's like 2 weeks worth of firework every single
2
night.
weeks. Oh my gosh. That's
2 weeks.
insane.
Yeah,
No, I could
Monday to
not.
Friday.
I would be
Yeah,
over it.
yeah, yeah, and I'm going again tonight, so it's crazy. I don't know how I'm still walking.
still
I'm
going.
so tired. I'm so
Red
tired.
Bull and all the energy drinks.
Yeah,
That's
sugar.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw. Do you
Yeah, I
remember
know.
P&G? We had fireworks. Like it was such an
Did we?
exciting. Yeah, like I don't know, during the school breaks, maybe because you lived in Sebago, you didn't see it. I think that sometimes the missionaries would get some fireworks and stuff, and it'd be announced, and we'd all go down to the soccer field, and we'd all be lined up enjoying somebody's fireworks from the states
Really?
that like got delivered to them. So it was really
That's
fun.
funny. I didn't know you could set
Yeah.
fireworks. I feel like that's illegal.
I think they might have came in their like shipping container or something, or like
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
somehow
more
like
sense. Yeah.
or something, because I know, or they got it in late,
Or like from Australia or something, maybe. I don't know.
yeah, like they got it overseas and then they were like setting them off. But anyways, it was
Okay.
so fun. Like
I don't remember
that was a big thing.
fireworks over there, but that's really cool. I was probably
Yeah,
so big.
they would
just
announce
all fun.
it. They would announce it on Sundays. They'd be
Really?
like, "There will be fireworks at the field." We're always
Everybody
lined
goes
up.
out.
get to enjoy
so
somebody's
funny.
fireworks.
That's hilarious. No, I've never seen the fireworks over there, so that's pretty cool though.
Yeah, then I
Yeah.
don't know what the people thought. They probably thought we were doing
They
like
probably thought there were like
magic or
bombs going
witchcraft.
off or yeah, something.
Yeah. Something weird.
War broke out on the
Yeah.
Lockwood base. I'm surprised
Literally.
they even like allowed that, to be honest. Like I'm kind of shocked they allowed you guys to do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
it
pretty
wasn't like massive. Like they were like maybe like one big one, and the rest were just like little sparklers or
Oh,
something.
like the fountains or something.
Yeah, it wasn't that crazy. We were just like hadn't seen fireworks for years, so we're like,
Yeah.
this was a treat for us. So I
Yeah.
love fireworks. So
Yeah, me too. Just not when my
Yeah.
kids are sleeping.
yes,
Lower.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, so Sierra, speaking about just like living in Papua New Guinea, do you just remember some like community things that you enjoyed? I know you lived in Sebago. What were some of the community things that you guys enjoyed doing as like a base or like
Yeah.
events?
I don't know. I have to think. It's been so long. I actually don't even remember what we all
Did you guys
at
do
Sebago.
country day?
Mm-mm.
Really? Okay. Lapula was
At
such a big
Sebago?
thing. There was like, I don't know if you guys did, like, cause like basically, cause American independence and like Canadian independence were like literally around the same weekend or a few days apart. We would just do a combination of like country day and like relay races, egg tot. Like it was like a whole little fair that we
wow.
had.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like races and stuff like that. But I don't know. I remember that being like a huge community thing that happened, and
Yeah. I think like we didn't have like themed events or anything like that because our base was so much smaller. We only had like 6 or 7 families on our base. So since it was so much smaller, I think like our community events consisted of like just dinners, like get-togethers down at the like I can't remember what we called it, like the conference room or hall or whatever it was.
right.
And then sometimes we'd like have a barbecue up at the gazebo, like we'd do a little fire
Right.
or
You guys had such a beautiful gazebo, like
it was
up
so
there.
pretty, wasn't it? My dad built that actually. Yeah, it was so pretty.
Amazing. Love that. Oh, that
Yeah.
reminds me of the story. This is credited to Uncle Terry Bandman. He was saying that one time when he went up there, you guys were about to have like a barbecue or something. He went up there to like get everything set up, and like he came across a death adder up there.
What?
I know, and he's like, it was moving so slow,
What?
and like something. It's like
I
it was
never heard
stunned
like
or something.
when I was living at Sobega.
I
What had to
think
have been
so.
if my dad had built the gazebo. Wow,
Yeah, and he's like,
that's
basically,
terrifying.
yeah, they killed it, but
Well,
yeah, I
good.
was like,
And for
wow,
our
that's
listeners, like a death adder is like one of the world's most poisonous snakes. I think you'll die in like 5 seconds if it bites you. So,
yeah.
and they're black, right? Are they black?
I don't know what color they are. I just know
Yeah.
that.
Hint the
Yeah.
name. Death.
Probably. Ooh.
Oh my god, that's so scary. I did not know that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. But he was so glad that he had like gone up there before any of the children, because the kids, we just all run. You guys would just run around.
Oh my
That whole
gosh.
area,
Yeah, we would
so-
barefoot too. Like that was like the basketball courts were like down there. We would play
Yeah.
like yeah, we would just be barefoot running around. So yeah, that's
So,
terrifying.
yeah. I
You
was
know,
like,
I'm
that's
sure there
kinda
was like
scary.
a lot more of that stuff than we realized, like around us, that we just never saw. Or, like,
Yeah, honestly, I
encountered.
think it was like God protecting you, because I'm like,
Yes.
if you would have known some of the like animals or creatures that would have, like, it's crazy. There's so many times where I'm like, I was climbing that tree, and then there was a very poisonous snake up there, and I was like, me and my friends were playing hide and go seek
Yeah.
through those trees all day long, like,
yeah,
like
I
how,
know.
like
I
it's
think about it all the
terrifying.
time. Like when you get back to your home country, you like look back at it and you're like, the Lord definitely protected us. Even just from like
Yeah,
situations like that had happened. It was just like wow, there's so
Yeah.
many times like I could not be alive. So thank you, Jesus.
I know, it's crazy, honestly.
Yeah, it's
I feel
wild.
like missionary kids have like 9 lives. Like it's just so many things. Like if you're gonna, yeah, the moms were so tough. Like I don't even know how many times as kids would get injured or have to get stitches. Some kids were getting medevaced every. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like as a mom of two boys, my boys constantly fall and get hurt all the time. Yeah, but like just as a mom and like there's not like a hospital over there. Like we have like a little clinic where they can maybe do
No.
like a stitch or something like that. But if it's a serious injury, like you're being flown to Cairns, Australia. Like so
Yeah.
that would be so terrifying for me as a mom. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I do remember some families. I can't remember. I remember like there's a family there. I think they had like a few medevacs in like literally a couple weeks after the other
Oh
like one
my
kid
gosh.
came back, and
Yes.
they were back up with
I
another.
believe it. Now that I have boys, I believe it. Absolutely.
We were banned from playing grounders because one year the amount of medevacs sent to cans because they would break both bones all the way
Oh
through, which
no.
means they had to get it pinned,
Oh
and they'd have to
shoot.
go to cans. And it was like
Hmm.
I think there was so many kids that got injured from my
Yeah.
class. I remember it was like grade 3, 4 or something, and
Wow.
they're like, no more grounders allowed.
No more playing grounders. That's funny. Yeah, that's
Oh,
so
so
crazy.
bad.
Like, kudos to the
Hmm.
parents who are able to be over there and have
Yeah.
their wild children run around because I would just be so
Yeah.
scared all the time. Yeah,
Yes.
takes strength for
So
sure.
it does. So talking about PNG, do you remember just our life in like our dating life in PNG? How
God,
was that?
non-existent is what it was. Absolutely non-existent. For multiple reasons, more than just one. But yeah. That was the
Explain.
time, man. Explain, you explain. Yeah, I don't even
So
know how to explain.
I guess the setting of our school. So for those of you guys who don't know, I
Yeah,
mean like
lay it out.
Sierra and I like we literally went to like it was like yeah our mission school, and it was very small, and like each class had about like what like 12, 13 kid in
Yeah,
a class,
which
and
is
some of them
small.
were even
Hmm.
smaller.
Yeah.
So like the options of even like if you're like back in Canada and America, like all our friends are like dating at 16 and
Hmm.
17, like they have experience with all that stuff, and like we just like in that culture it's like honestly you could not even like I think it's just be with like I don't know if you were with guys they had to just be your friends and you had to act a certain
Hmm.
way just to respect the culture and stuff. And so I think there was just like a lot of rules, like if you were interested in somebody, like you just had to carry yourself a certain way, and like there just there was just no dating, and I guess in our
Yeah.
class, like I don't know.
Yeah. And I think too, like, part of it's the culture, but also like part of it was just like
Options.
yeah, but also like just those schools rules, like
Hmm.
how do I say this nicely? But it's like
Yeah.
a little bit of like legalism in there, and it's like they were trying to do their best to protect like the MKs, and I think like they
Hmm.
had good intentions behind it, but I think sometimes it was just like a little bit over the top, like where we couldn't even be in the same room as a boy if like there wasn't an adult present or another like female or male in the room, like to make sure that like
Hmm.
it was just a friendship, so like I think there was times when it was
Hmm.
like just it was so forbidden that it was just you were scared to like somebody.
Hmm. Yeah, that was hard because like even just in general, like we didn't really have. I think the only like interactive things we would have was Sadie Hawkins, which is basically like a formal. Well, like not quite formal. We would have banquet, which was more of a formal, and then what's Sadie Hawkins? I guess it's just Sadie's
It
where
was
the
like
girls
just
ask the
a
guys.
yeah, it
A
was just like
fun
a
one.
fun event where we would dress up all silly, like there would be a theme like movies
Hmm.
or like
Hmm.
sci-fi or I don't know, something random, like some kind of
Hmm.
random theme that was funny. The girls would ask the guys in a silly way, and but it was always
Yeah.
just friends. Like you had to go in a group. You like I think people would think you were super strange, and if you went just you and a boy alone, like it always
Yeah.
had to be like in a group.
Yeah, it
So
was always
yeah.
like group orientated and like everything we did was in
Hmm.
a group. Like, do you, okay, now that we talked about Sadie's, were you, like, did you ever ask anybody out in like a fun way?
Yeah, I think how did I ask the first year? I think I used like a pizza box and like I don't even
Ooh.
remember what it said, but like you open up the pizza and I had like made a pizza from scratch and
Yeah.
then like underneath the pizza, like once you took a slice out, it like had something written on the bottom of the pizza box.
Right,
But I don't even
right.
remember what it was. It was probably so cheesy. I can't even remember.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
one
that's
way.
so.
And then I don't
Yeah.
remember the other ways I've asked. But yeah. What about you?
I honestly don't even remember because I think my first year, that like after coming back from furlough, I ended up going with like Alex Krobel, like a girl, because like
Oh,
you
really?
could just go with your friends because there was nobody, so I just went
Yeah.
with a friend.
Yeah.
And then the second year, I think I went with my dorm brother, Brant,
Didn't you ask
but
Mamocha
like.
one year? Or was that
No,
Melanie?
I never went. No, that was Melanie. I went with like, yeah, I think I went with Brant. And like that year, I think we did like Nacho Libre.
Uh,
Do you remember that girl?
yes.
I was,
Yes.
no, I went with Zachary. Who did I go with? Zachary.
Really? You were
And
Zachary?
he was Kip from Nacho Libre. And he had the
No, that's
sign.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes, and I was
Yeah.
no, I was LaFonda. And so it was so funny.
Joanna,
That
that
was
is
hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah,
I
but
can't remember. One year, I think
Yeah.
I asked Oliver Misha. We went as like zombies, and then
Oh,
what was the other year? Oh my gosh, I went with Angel Burleson the first year, but I don't remember what we were.
you're
my
interested in
gosh. Oh,
Jane
Star
and
Wars.
Tarzan. Star
were
Wars.
Star Oh yeah,
You were
maybe
Padme.
we did Tarzan and Jane one year too, right? I
You
don't
did
remember.
it with somebody. I don't even remember.
Yeah. No,
See,
no.
so like we basically had like little fun events that you could go with like yeah, the opposite gender, but like we really like
It was
Yeah.
very restricted and very supervised,
Yeah.
which is good.
But I
I'm
do
not
have-
saying like those
yeah.
must not be there, but it was just a
they
little
should
bit
definitely
off-putting.
should be, but like
Yeah.
yeah, it was just like I like even just liking people, we weren't really you had to keep it under wraps. And like everybody you would ask, they'd be like, "We're just friends. We're just friends." Like you're like, "Please, you're not friends."
Yeah, we're like we can all tell
So
you
many
guys like
people-
each other, but keep it G, I guess.
Yeah,
But the funny thing, like with Sadie Hawkins, was like if you did like a boy, you couldn't ask him to Sadie's because you would want him to ask you to banquet, and heaven forbid you
Yes.
went with the same boy to two events because then people would really know
Yes.
you like each other. So it was like I'm not
Exactly.
gonna ask who I like to Sadie's, so that way they ask me to banquet. Like it was just so
Yeah,
dumb.
so you would get your friend to ask this random
Yes.
your guy out, so no
Your
other
crush,
girl
yeah.
went with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I totally forgot about that.
I
That's
know,
so funny.
yeah, it was weird.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But we also had like another thing that like so when you're in grade 11 we would host things called an event called skate night, which is basically like a roller derby night where there was like the grade 11 class would like serve burgers. It was like a fundraiser that we would do. We like homemade hamburgers and fries, everything was homemade, and we would serve these and like and people would come down with their kids, and then like after like 9 p.m. or something all the little kids had to go home, so we would like have time slots for the different ages or and stuff. So like once they went home, then it was the adult or young adult skating time, and that's
Yeah.
when it's like a guy could ask the girl to skate, and then you would hold hands. That was the only PDA we
Really?
had.
I don't think we were even allowed to hold hands. I remember they
We
made a
were
rule
able
you
to.
couldn't. Don't you
What
remember
year?
I don't know, but they made a rule.
Was
at
that our
skate night
senior
that
year?
we weren't probably, but you weren't even allowed to hold hands at skate night. So you would stand there skating next to each other, but like not even holding hands. It was like the most awkward thing ever.
That's so funny because I definitely remember a couple skate nights where I got asked and I held hands,
Yeah.
and all you
I
did,
do-
guys,
they started
we
out
just
that
went
way.
around this circle. You just went around this
Yeah.
tiny circle,
Skating around,
holding
hands,
skating
like,
around.
"Oh,
The-
see you at
there's
school
music
tomorrow?"
going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
And you could tell who your crushes were and who liked you, because
Yeah.
if they kept asking you for every couple
Yeah.
skate.
and then if there was like somebody who you didn't like, it was like, oh, I don't want to go skate around this circle. Like, I'll just sit here and don't ask me.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. I do remember
I think they
that.
started
Oh.
out like where you could hold hands, and then I'm like more than sure that they ended up making
Yeah.
a rule where you couldn't hold hands. So we were just like standing there next to each other. It was just so
Mm-hmm.
But-
Mm-hmm.
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, and then of course there was like I was on student council, so I got to help plan banquet and stuff, and like Sadie
Mm,
Hawkins. So that was really fun. But I do remember while I was there, they tried to like get rid of Sadie banquet completely,
mm-hmm.
and like
I
I
do remember
had
that.
to advocate on the behalf of like all my peers who I knew wanted it still, and I was like, listen, like I think I wrote like an essay and like for the school and
Mm,
stuff, and
yeah,
like my dorm parents helped me like revise it and
that's
stuff.
so
And I was
sweet.
like,
Oh,
these are the reasons why we need to keep it, and like
yeah,
we
right.
don't get to date here, get to even know how to interact with
Mm-hmm.
any of the boys, or the girls don't know how to interact with guys, and so I'm like, we need to have this so that we can know when we get back to our home countries
Mm-hmm.
how to even date, and like what even like proper like silverware cutlery placement, because like with banquet we went all out, like we would have like the three course meals and stuff like that, like
Yeah,
so just knowing how to do that was very helpful.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know, that was kind
yeah.
of our experience.
And like, I'll just kind of
Fascinating.
explain what banquet was like.
Hmm.
I think we touched on it maybe just very briefly in a past
Yeah.
episode, but like, pretty much banquet was like kind of like what prom's like, but like very much more like reserved and like, what's the word I'm looking for, Joanna?
Loki.
Yeah,
No.
like conservative, that's the word, more
Yeah,
conservative than
very
prom, a
conservative.
lot more.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
So
way
like the
more.
girls, like it was exciting for the girls especially because like that was the one time we could ever dress up, like so we would just find a fun dress and it had to be approved by the school, like had to meet
Oh
the standards
yeah.
of the dress code. Heaven forbid your shoulders are showing. Like, I was like,
I would be out like, yo, my
anyways, yeah.
dress.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, let's hike this down a little bit. I don't know what's looking. Just kidding. So yeah. Anyways, it had to be like dress code approved. Like the school had to approve our dresses. And so yeah, it was just fun to dress up. And then like the boys, whoever asked you, like we would all meet at like one location on the base, and we'd all get in this van, and then we'd go to like a like restaurant or whatever that they had picked out. And
Yeah.
we would literally eat dinner, take pictures as a group, and then you'd get back in the van, and then that was the end of the night. So it's like
Yeah.
there was no dancing, there was no dancing allowed. And
Except for
then
after party, I don't know.
yeah, I guess like if your parents were like okay with you having friends over, then like you could do something like that. But like if the school had found out about it, like they were not hosting that at all. So
Yeah, it
yeah, it
wasn't
was
hosted by
not
the school.
like the event itself was like you just go to dinner, eat, and then you go back home. So it was not like prom where you
And
dance
didn't
and
the
hang
guy
out
have to
or
pay for you?
yeah, the guy did have to pay for your meal. So like that was the nice thing. Like it taught them
Yeah.
uh like how
I
to
feel
be
bad for them.
a
I don't know how
gentleman.
much they have to pay. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know. I'm sure it was like their parents too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they're like jobs.
it's
It's not
true.
like we could go work for our own money. You better know it's his parents paying for that meal. But yeah. Anyways, so like we were so grateful to like just have an event to like go to because like there's literally nothing to do. You were in the middle of the jungle, so like that we were so grateful for. But it also was like I think a little bit frustrating, just like how far like some of the rules went, like you just it didn't even allow you to even figure out how to have a relationship, which made that super difficult transitioning back to the states and not even knowing how to interact with the opposite sex. So there was
Yeah,
pros and cons for sure.
for sure. You know what shocks me is like how many people just like go to Bible school and just end up getting married right then and there. I'm like, how did you even know how to interact with a guy? Like, I don't
Yeah,
know.
you know,
Like, I don't
I
know.
was so awkward. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll tell you my story here in a bit, but I was definitely awkward for sure when I first met my husband. But thank goodness he loved me and looked past that, because yeah. But I think another fun thing that like we were able to do. I mean, I think they eventually made a rule about it, but for the short time we were like able to like ride motorbikes around with like the guys. So like that was kind of something fun we could do. Like they'd pick you up on your motorbike, on their motorbike, and then you could like take a lap. Even if you didn't
Yeah.
like the guy, it was just fun to go on the motorbikes. Like we would just go around and I don't know. You're in high school, man. You just want to be a rebel. I want to go out at
Yeah.
night on the motorbike in this like caged, fenced in
Yeah,
like
I
base and
agree.
drive around. But yeah, no, it was really fun. Like that part was fun for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and like part of it was the culture too, though. Like we just weren't allowed to be out at nighttime, like especially girls, like without like our dads or like there. I think there
Yeah.
was a rule, it was like three guys to one girl. So like if we wanted to go like on a walk at night, like around the base, or if you wanted to go like Joanna and I, if we were friends, over there, and
Mm-hmm.
we just wanted to go on a walk, like I don't know, we just weren't allowed to do that, and so
Yeah.
that made it also really difficult just to hang out in the evenings and.
Yeah, so like I guess in Papua New Guinea, it's like even if you look it up online, it's like considered one of the most unsafe countries for women. But like it's so weird because in some ways I felt very safe there, and other ways you like
Yeah.
didn't feel very safe. But like it is there's just a lot of like against women. Like I think this culture is very like man dominated culture. So like as women we were more like supposed to be like kind of like not seen or like heard. Like we're just kind of supposed to follow the men. And so I think there's just been a lot like if you're a very independent woman, it just like culturally was not appropriate to be so independent and so yeah. So a lot of the times I guess just on our property of how I guess the dynamic worked is that we would just like try to follow the culture and just like not like we tried to do as much as possible to blend into the culture.
Right.
So yeah, often like if we were gonna go on a walk or a hike outside of our base or even within our property, we just make sure that like for the safety of the women, just to make sure nothing did happen to them. Not that like I think a lot of the area that we were located in, we felt pretty safe. But just culturally to just have a man with us in case anything did
Yeah.
happen. And yeah, just for safety. So it wasn't like, there's nothing, like the people of Papua New Guinea are so friendly, honestly. Like they're probably one of
Yeah.
the friendliest people and like they would help you with a lot of things, but just for like you can't trust everybody just like in Canada and the States, like you got to be aware of your surroundings and where you live and the location of the city you live in. So it was just kind of like that, so precaution.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And like I do understand like why obviously there were rules in place. Like heaven forbid anything terrible ever happened and like that would be on the mission like that would be their responsibility. So like I
Yeah,
totally
just a
understand the rules.
contingency
But
plan.
yeah, it doesn't make it easy though. Like especially for a teenager and like in my case I came from the States, so like I already like I was the rebel, you guys, of like the missionary circle. Like I was like the one
Yeah.
always pushing the limits, pushing the boundaries. That was me. So, you try your
Yeah.
best, but it's not easy. Like I understand now as an adult, but it's definitely not easy to like follow all the rules all the time.
No, I agree. Yeah, that was definitely hard growing in that. And then, like, so just imagine just like growing in a culture and being placed in a society where like everything you did had to be like, oh, there has to be a man with you, or like it has to be approved, and also you can't offend the locals or the people that you're with or the mission, and like, and so there was just like a lot of like pressure I think placed on a lot of people, whether like
Yeah.
the missionaries themselves or like the kids. And also not everybody agreed the same politically or the same had necessarily 100% the same religious
Right.
denomination. So I think that like just to be respectful of each other, there was like definitely a lot more rules placed on us. So yeah, especially Sierra and I growing up in Papua New Guinea, it was very hard being able to just like wanting to experience like the normal things that kids our age in Canada and America were going through, but not being able to go through those like experiences. So we
Right.
kind of felt like a little naive when we got home. We didn't know how to date. Didn't know how to interact with people of the opposite sex because like honestly we had to like be so careful in Papua New Guinea because we didn't want to make a bad impression on the mission or our parents or like something negative like that. So I think that that's kind of was a lot of our struggles our experience in, I guess,
Yeah.
dating.
Yeah, I think like as hard as it was, like I am super grateful that I didn't have or like I wasn't able to date because like I know myself, I know like I have a wild side to me. So I feel like if I did grow up in the States, like I would have just gone crazy. I don't know. I
Yeah,
just feel like
really?
I would have been wild. And so I'm so grateful that like even though it was so difficult that God spared me from a lot of heartache and um
Yeah.
yeah, because of that, I think that's why I have the husband I have today, and I'm just so grateful for that. Like I don't know where I would be or who I'd be with if I had grown up in the States and had made some like maybe bad decisions. So I'm just super grateful
Right.
that the Lord did protect me, even though it was super difficult. But yeah, I can kind of just share my story of how I met Anthony.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, like I was super awkward, you guys, because I had no experience dating ever. Like he was the first person I've ever dated. And so, yeah, when I got back, I had no intentions of dating. I was just like focused on going to school and like adjusting to my home country and my home culture and just trying to figure life out again as like a 19, 20-year-old girl navigating that. So that's what I was focused on. But my aunt, she's a hairdresser. And so one day she was like, "Hey, Sierra, like, can I give this boy your number? Like, I cut his hair and his mom's hair, and he's super cute, and he's the nicest person ever. Like, I think you guys would be really good together." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And she's like, "Come on, like, it'll be
Yeah.
fine." And I was like, "Oh, fine, I guess." And my parents
Yeah.
are over in New Guinea still, like, yeah, so I was pretty much just alone over here navigating life. So, anyways, she gave him my number, and then he texted me, and we just started chatting. And then he had asked me if I wanted to meet up at Dairy Queen, and then we could go to a movie afterwards. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, like that sounds great." So we met up at Dairy Queen, and for me, like, I'm super proud of myself that I had done this, but like I didn't realize it wasn't normal. Like I just figured that anyone who was like a Christian or like called themselves a believer would just like share this part of their story. But like I just remember this is the first time I ever met him. Like I just remember sitting down and he asked me like where I'd grown up and I started talking about Papua New Guinea and then I just like shared my whole testimony with him and like laid out my life and like shared how I became a believer and like I like went out the full thing. And I'm so happy I did because I'm proud that I was that confident in myself. And then I was just like sitting there like waiting for his response and then he was like, "Oh yeah," like I could tell that he fell in love with me because of my love with the Lord or for the Lord, but like I could also tell that I was the first girl he's ever gone on a date with that has done that. And so looking back now, I just laugh at myself because I totally thought like that was just normal to date. Like I was like, well, this is just part of the conversation, you know, like. And
Yeah.
he ended up
That's
sharing
so
his
funny.
story, and then we found out that like we had both gone to the same church growing up, but like we had never like interacted like with each other. So yeah, it was a cool, funny story, but like in my missionary kid mind, I'm just thinking like, well, this is just normal. Like everybody talks about this. But as I'm saying, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is not normal. Like most people don't just on the first date lay it out. But anyways,
Yeah.
that was kind of a long story. But yeah, so then we went to the movies and then I remember that night he texted me and he was just pretty much telling me how much he liked me and that he would like to see me again. And I remember texting my aunt like, "I really like this boy, but I'm so scared. Like, I don't know if I could go on a second date." And she's like, "Sierra, just do it. Like, stop being such like a sissy. Just go on a second date with him." I was like, "Okay, fine." So then our second date, we went bowling, and then just from there, I just liked him even more, and yeah, we fell in love, and then we got married. But yeah, there was definitely some things in our relationship, like the first few months of dating, like I was just embarrassed by, but like I didn't need to be, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Like our first kiss, you guys, like I was so awkward. Cause at 20 years old, 19, 20, it was like
Yeah.
my first kiss, and so like I remember just like I don't know, like we kissed each other, and then he was like, "What was that?" He's like, it was just like a peck, like I don't know. I just remember being so embarrassed because yeah, at 20 years old, you would think you would know how to kiss somebody, right? But I didn't, and so it was super awkward for me, and we still joke about it to this day. But yeah, and
Oh.
it's not that it's bad, right? Like those aren't bad things, but they're definitely they can be like embarrassing things, even though they don't need to be.
Yeah.
So
For
yeah.
sure, yeah. I don't think my experience was like a little different because, like, I mean, I did go to Bible school like right
Hmm.
after graduating, and so I think even the Bible school mindset, we basically, they were like, you're not allowed to date the first semester of school because we want you to focus on classes. So there was a rule. So, but I think by December, because I think we had a Christmas formal, we could tell who was forming into couples already. But like, yeah, I mean, I think I dated like my second year of Bible school.
Hmm.
But other than that, like I really didn't. Yeah, honestly, first kiss had no idea what I was doing. Like,
Yeah.
also I was like everybody I knew was like, I'm saving my first kiss when I get married, and so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no, I didn't do that, but I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So it's just funny. Like you just like. I was just
Yeah.
so innocent, and I think in some ways, like
Mhm.
I'm still
Innocent,
so
yeah.
innocent.
Hmm.
And you kind of like in my brain, I'm like, oh, is this like a hindrance of like, just dating? Because like I feel like so many
Mm.
people are just more experienced in life and like how to date and how to
Yeah.
be in relationships. But in other ways, it's ways I'm like, man, I've been protected. Like I don't really, have not really gone through any like garbage or anything like that. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, so that's kind of a bit about my experience. It hasn't been really
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
turbulent. Like,
Yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's just like the naiveness we don't know, and
yeah,
yeah, like it's not bad, but it's just awkward. Like it just is.
yeah, for sure. Interesting for me, it was like I was such in that Bible school culture that like basically
Mm.
every time there was like a spring break, they like talk to you as a couple, and they're like, just so you know, you're leaving campus, you represent the school, and like you'd have a talk with like the deans and stuff, or like somebody from the Bible school, and also they encourage you to have mentors and stuff in your relationship. And so I think like I guess my first navigating dating was very like guided. And so like, but like it's such a different experience now as me in my like later 20s, navigating dating, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like you don't have all those people who made sure you were still staying in like line and those checks and balances. So it's like a lot more
Right.
like you just go on a date and then you're like, good luck, maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like a little interesting because like not a not everybody that you meet, you know exactly what their spiritual level is.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
in Bible school, everybody, it's like, oh, obviously you're going to
Mm-hmm.
Bible school, and you assumed that you were in the
Mm-hmm.
same journey of like trying to figure out your walk with God. So I think that
Right.
like, yeah, I think it's quite different now as an adult. In some ways, I feel like I've fallen like back to being like, I don't know what to do anymore because there isn't any
Yeah.
guidelines. It's like the world's just open. It's like go find your person, and it's
Mm-hmm.
so hard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, just navigating the season of singleness. I love it. I treasure it, but it's also super hard, and I'm sick of it. So,
It's okay. I would be right there
yeah,
with you, you know, like I completely
yeah.
understand like your feelings and that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
You know,
would be very
the
tough.
longer, yeah, the longer I'm single, I'm like, you know what? It's almost not worth it to lose that peace that you have within yourself and like
Mm.
try to like navigate these new things and somebody else's like preferences and communicating with people. You're like, you know what? This is kind of nice. Like I get to do things
Yeah.
how I want to do things.
Yes.
And so there was definitely some
Absolutely.
aspects of it that I'm like, man, this is great.
Hmm.
Like I got to do my own thing. I pay my own bills. I'm so independent. But then I'm like, ooh, that might be really bad because I don't stand for crap. So
Right.
if I don't like it,
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm out.
you're gonna keep hitting a line, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
babe. But it is crazy
Yeah.
just like how like so like you, me and Melanie was on our episode or on our podcast a few episodes ago. But like we're all the same age, like we did life together in the same way, but like now after we graduated, like we're all in a different season of life. Like just where the
Yeah.
Lord's taken us, each of us is just in a different spot. And I feel like too, like it's just hard like in friendships and stuff to start, you know, like being able to relate to each other. Like for Joanna, like I just want to be there for you in this season of your singleness. Like I want to relate to you, but like I can't. And like same thing for you, like we were talking earlier, like you want to be there for
Yeah.
me, like when I have issues in my marriage or like with my kids, if I'm having a hard day with my kids, like you
Yeah.
want to be able to be there for me. And it's just
Yeah.
it's this weird spot we have to navigate now.
Yeah, and it's like you want your friends to know that you're there for them, but also like, you know, like I was telling you earlier, that like I'm in like I hear you and I hear what you're saying, you know, your struggles, and like motherhood is not always the easiest, or even like season of marriage is not like, yeah, marriage is not easy, and like I totally understand that. But like at the same time, I'm also like, I've been like honest with you. It's like, yeah, I honestly don't, I can't say I understand what you're going through, because that is definitely, you are in a different season than I am. And it's like, yeah, but I am there to listen, and I am there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's something that I think that like to keep your friendships, like it's hard
Hmm.
because you will find it difficult to keep up with friendships when you guys aren't in the same season. Yeah, so it's just, I guess it's like communicating, us like communicating, and sometimes I'm like, man, you guys wanted to understand, but like sometimes it's like you being like,
Hmm.
I hear you, like I don't actually
Yeah.
know your struggles of dating in your late 20s. I have no
Hmm.
idea how that is, but like I can imagine how hard it is. And like, and you encourage me, so I definitely am thankful for
Right.
that. So
Yeah, well, me
yeah.
too. And like, yeah, don't, even though like your friends may be in a different spot, like don't be afraid to
Yeah.
share those struggles with them, because like I would never know like the struggles of singleness
Mm-hmm.
unless Joanna came to me and said, "Hey, I'm really struggling with this," you know? And like
Mm-hmm.
even though like we don't understand each other, like Joanna was saying, like just being there for each other like can help so much. Like I just know Joanna and Melanie will always be there for me no matter what I'm going through, even if they don't understand. Like it's just so refreshing just to hear them be like, "I'm so sorry you're going through that," you know? So
Mm, yeah.
it's still good
Also,
to
you
have
prepare
your friends
us.
close. Yeah,
You prepare us for the,
I
you're
prepare
paving the
you for
way.
the future for your
You'll be.
children, and be prepared. They're gonna break lots of bones. Don't buy nice things
Yeah.
until they're older. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my word, no. No, but it's good to know that like if I
Yeah.
do ever come to a stage in life where it's like, oh, I'm about to get married, or I'm like about to
Mm.
like, you know, like be a mother or something, and I know there's girls in my life that have gone through that season,
Yeah.
and like I know you guys would be there for me to answer questions and walk me through things. So that's
Hmm.
always great with friendships that you've had for a long time. And also like I think like also surrounding yourself, it's not bad to surround yourself with friends that are also in that season of life,
Hmm.
because they do relate to you in different ways than friends who are in other seasons. So yeah, I know it was like really hard for a while where I'm like, oh man, like I love my friends from Papua New Guinea and stuff that I grew up with, but like they're all in different season. Like some friendships have
Hmm.
fallen away, which is fine. Like you can't be friends with everybody forever. Yeah, I definitely think that in different seasons that you are in, for it to not be so lonely, you definitely need to also surround you with friends that are in that season. Because I do think it's helpful. Like I know you probably have some mom groups and stuff that you surround yourself with parenting stuff, and I think like they relate to you more than me and Mel would
Hmm.
relate to you. So yeah, it
Yeah.
just kind of,
Yeah,
I think
for
that's
sure.
an encouragement to still
Hmm.
also seek community and friendships that are also in your season, but also
Right.
don't be afraid to talk to friends that are in different seasons than you, because they could have
Hmm.
different, I guess, mindset. Is that what the word, like outlook on things?
Yeah,
So.
like point of view of the
Hmm.
situation. Yeah.
So I know that like this is maybe speaking towards those who are in the similar season that I am. Like I could encourage you guys from my stance in my season of life. I think that like as your season of singleness, it may be like super hard, and you feel like you're alone in it, and you feel so naive, especially as like a third culture
Mhm.
girl or guy going through this. Like I don't know anything. I was so sheltered. Um, I think that you still stick to your truth, your who you are inside. I don't think you should try to,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna try to date like the world, or I'm gonna try to
Hmm.
date like, you know,
Right.
like I think that like whatever you feel comfortable with, and like if that is like getting mentors or like getting people to be like, hey, like what's your experience in this area, and I think you still stick to your truth, because I think in the end,
Hmm.
being your true authentic self in dating, I think that's the best way to go. And not, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, and that's totally fine. If they want somebody
Hmm.
that's freaky and weird, like
Hmm.
I don't know,
Yeah,
let
absolutely.
that be what they
Yeah.
get. I think that you living your true authentic self, I think that God can bring people in your life. Maybe it's kind of
Yeah. No.
just an encouragement, just Yeah, be your true authentic self, even if you do feel extremely
Mm-hmm.
inexperienced and like naive. Like it's still something that bugs me, and I'm like, oh, like I'm not, physical touch is not my thing, and I think it's just how we grew up in Papua New Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was one of those things. Guys stayed
Yeah.
here, girls stayed
Mm-hmm.
there. There was like literally like
Yeah.
separation between
And it was
us.
so ingrained in us that like it's bad and it's wrong. Like that's where I think like it could have gone a little bit wrong in their teaching. And I'm not like bashing the school or the mission at all. Like I completely
Yeah.
understand the reason they had rules, but I just think that like there's a little bit of or a little bit of an area where they could have like taught us differently. Like why is
Yeah.
it wrong though? Like it's not bad. It's just like why do we have these
Yeah.
rules? Like
Yeah, and there should be,
and
yeah.
so it's so ingrained in your mind, like if I hold his hand, if I kiss him, or if I do this, like it's wrong, I'm a sinner, I'm bad. And so that makes it really
Yeah.
difficult. But like Joanna was saying, like I just kind of wanted to touch on your point earlier about like being your authentic self and like if that is being naive, which that was the case for me and Joanna, we were both talking about that. But sometimes that's like just so beautiful, and I think that's what makes your spouse like attracted to you, or like whoever you're going on a date with like attracted to you, is like just see the beauty of Christ in you. And even though it's embarrassing for us that we are naive, like I feel like my husband saw that in me and was like this girl's different, like she is, like she cares
Yeah,
about
they
certain things.
notice.
So
They
yeah.
notice. They really do.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so yeah, I would agree with everything you said. I think it was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, like, I definitely remember getting comments from people just being like, wow, you're so different. Like, and I'm
Hmm.
just like, oh, like, how so? And they're like, you're so, like, you literally wear your heart on your sleeve. And I was once told that I'm, like, suffocatingly, like, too nice. I was like, what the heck?
What? What does that even mean?
I think that like I'm just so genuine sometimes where I'm like, oh, this is what I'm looking for, and I'm like so honest, and like, and I also like want to show people that I care. So I just come off for like, and I think that's a thing that like MK's like, we just genuinely care about people, and like and so it's like for me, like sometimes it's like I'll just be like, oh no, like it's totally fine, like I'll help. I'll even like pay on dates, which is like something I'm learning. Like I'm just like,
Not
I'm
to
gonna just
do.
be,
Don't do that.
yeah,
You let the boy do
I'm
it.
just like, I'm gonna just be so nice and like sweet to them, and it's not like trying to win them over or anything. It's just like
Right.
genuinely you want to like be nice, but you like suffocate them with too much niceness. So
Yeah.
that could be my red flag. flag.
Aw.
No, it's not a
No,
red
but
flag.
some
I think
guy's
it's a
gonna
good
come
thing.
along and
I
like
think it's a good
appreciate
thing.
that. Yeah, it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's definitely a good thing. But I
And
do think just be
yeah.
your true authentic self, because like I think that yeah, it's just the best way to go. And like
Yep.
obviously the person that God has for you, and it will come. But yeah, but also if you're Sierra's season of life too, and like marriage and already raising kids, and like I think that seeking, being able to like, I don't know how you navigate. I guess you're very like open to just like making time for us even though you're busy. That's what I found about you. Like even though you have kids and like you're running a business and you're married and all this stuff, like I think that maybe for those of you in that season of life, I don't know if you have encouragement for them.
Yeah, I think too, like yeah, like Jenna was saying, just making time for yourself, whether that be alone time or time with your friends, like time for myself. This podcast is my time for myself and to be with Joanna, who is like one of my best friends. So
Yeah.
this is like the most like exciting part of my day, and it just refreshes me for the week. Like it's only once a week, but and sometimes twice a week if we do a couple episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my kids are with me almost 24/7 because I do have my own business, so which allows me to be with my kids, and I'm just so grateful for that. But yeah, just taking like if you do have kids, taking that time for yourself is not a bad thing, and it's gonna make you a better mom and a better wife, and yeah, you just refresh at the end of the day. At least it is for me. So yeah, my encouragement is just find that time to be with your friends, with your community.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode on relationships and just navigating that in our different season of life and friendships. So yeah, we're so glad you were able to listen in. If you guys want to listen to more episodes, we drop new episodes every Wednesday. You can follow us on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and it's at the Color of Home podcast. And you could send us an email if you have a topic you'd love to for us to touch on. So send us an email at thecolorofhomepodcast@gmail.com. And we're looking forward to just hearing from you guys. And yeah, thanks for coming along with us.